reviving an old garden on a budget, beautiful and low-maintenance transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to step into a vision that is both practical and inspiring. A vision where architecture, landscaping, and lifestyle merge into a seamless flow of beauty and sustainability. The subject is the art of regenerating an old garden at very low cost, while ensuring it remains beautiful, functional, and remarkably easy to maintain. To truly appreciate this transformation, we must look at it in the broader context of housing design, garden architecture, and the evolving trends that shape how we live today and how we will live tomorrow. When we think about regenerating an old garden, the first image may be of tired soil, faded plants, worn furniture, and perhaps a sense of abandonment. Yet, beneath that surface lies an incredible opportunity, a blank canvas where creativity can breathe new life without the need for extravagant spending. Some of the most stunning design movements in architecture and landscaping today are born not from lavish budgets, but from ingenuity, reuse, and an understanding of human connection with nature. One of the leading philosophies in current home and garden design is minimalism. It is not about doing less, but about doing better. In gardens, this translates into selecting fewer plant species, but arranging them for maximum impact. Instead of a crowded, complicated planting scheme, we now see open spaces punctuated by carefully chosen trees, ornamental grasses, or sculptural shrubs. These elements are not just decoration, but living architecture, giving rhythm and identity to outdoor spaces. Minimalism also emphasizes natural materials, untreated wood, local stone, clay pots, and recycled metal. This aligns perfectly with the idea of regenerating a garden at low cost. Old bricks or broken terracotta can be reused to build rustic pathways, edge flower beds, or form sculptural elements that reflect the wabi-sabi principle, the beauty of imperfection. Another rising influence is biophilic design, a movement that integrates natural patterns and processes into the built environment. In home and garden architecture, this means maximizing natural light, creating visual connections to greenery, and fostering biodiversity. Regenerating an old garden provides the perfect opportunity to apply these principles. Vertical planting on old walls or small water features that attract birds and insects can turn a neglected garden into a living ecosystem. This is more than aesthetic, it is psychological. Studies show that even a glimpse of greenery through a window reduces stress, improves focus, and lifts mood. With more people working remotely or spending longer hours indoors, the garden becomes an essential extension of the home, a sanctuary for well-being. Sustainability is another undeniable force shaping the architecture and garden trends of today and tomorrow. Homeowners seek ways to live in harmony with the environment, not only out of responsibility, but also because it is cost-effective. Regenerating an old garden reflects this sustainable mindset, upcycling materials, composting waste, and cultivating native plants that need less water and care. Imagine transforming an old wooden fence into a pergola draped with vines, or turning discarded tiles into mosaic stepping stones. These choices are not only practical, they are philosophical. Beauty can rise from what others see as waste. Outdoor living spaces are also at the heart of modern home design. Decks, patios, verandas, and lounges are now seen as extensions of the living room. Regenerating a garden is not simply about planting, it is about creating experiences. A small corner with a recycled wooden bench under a flowering tree can become the most cherished space in the home. In contemporary architecture, sliding glass doors, pergolas, and outdoor kitchens blur the line between indoor and outdoor life. In the future, this integration will grow even stronger as climate-responsive design becomes standard. Cultural influences also shape regenerated gardens. Scandinavian simplicity emphasizes whitewashed walls, muted tones, and strong functionality. Mediterranean gardens bring warmth with terracotta pots, olive trees, lavender, and gravel pathways. Japanese and Balinese designs inspire tranquil, meditative spaces with bamboo, water features, and stone lanterns. Homeowners can adapt these styles to their own budget and environment. A bamboo screen may suggest Japanese influence, while a cluster of aromatic herbs can evoke the Mediterranean spirit. Looking to the future, gardens will become even more multifunctional. They will serve as food sources, energy generators, and wellness hubs. Urban farming is on the rise, and regenerative gardens often include raised vegetable beds or vertical herb walls. Solar lighting, rainwater harvesting, and micro wind turbines may be integrated features. Homes will follow a similar path, blending technology with organic forms, smart systems with natural rhythms. The future house will not be a machine that isolates us from nature, but a structure that breathes with its environment. Regenerating an old garden is not only about aesthetics or trends, it is about storytelling. Every reused stone, salvaged piece of wood, or blooming flower speaks of continuity and resilience. The process is deeply personal, a chance to reconnect with our surroundings and shape an environment that reflects who we are and what we value. In this journey of renewal, we are not just restoring a patch of earth. We are part of a broader cultural movement seeking harmony, beauty, and meaning in every detail of our built world. The regenerated garden becomes a metaphor for life itself, always capable of rebirth, always finding ways to flourish, even under constraints. It is not merely soil and stone. It is a canvas for imagination, a bridge to tradition, and a gateway to the future of sustainable living. The transformation of an old garden begins with vision, but vision must always be followed by strategy. To regenerate a space at low cost while maintaining beauty and ease of care, it is important to approach design in layers: structure, function, materials, and atmosphere. Each layer works together like a symphony, creating harmony between architecture, nature, and the rhythms of daily life. The first step is understanding structure. Every garden, no matter how neglected, has bones. These are the permanent features that define the space: walls, fences, pathways, trees, and even the shape of the land itself. Instead of tearing everything down, the art lies in identifying what can be retained and reimagined. A cracked stone path can become rustic charm, an old tree can serve as the anchor for seating or shade, and weathered fences can be softened with climbing vines. By working with what already exists, we save resources, money, and labor, while uncovering the hidden character of the space. Function comes next. A regenerated garden must serve the lifestyle of its inhabitants. Some families dream of a vegetable patch, others need a safe play space for children, and still others long for a tranquil retreat after long days of work. Defining purpose before planting or building avoids wasted effort and ensures the garden becomes truly lived in. Modern trends encourage multifunctionality. A corner that serves as a meditation nook in the morning might transform into a lively dining spot by evening, lit by solar lanterns and framed by aromatic herbs. Flexibility is the key to ensuring that the garden remains relevant to evolving needs. The choice of materials plays an equally significant role. In today's sustainable design language, reclaimed wood, recycled stone, and repurposed metal are celebrated not only for their affordability, but also for their character. Old pallets can be transformed into vertical planters, mismatched bricks can create colorful pathways, and even broken ceramic pieces can form intricate mosaics. Each material carries a story, and when woven into the garden, these stories add layers of texture and authenticity. The contrast between new growth and aged material creates an atmosphere of timeless beauty, one that feels both rooted and renewed. Atmosphere is the invisible thread that ties everything together. It is created through light, sound, texture, and scent. Low-cost regeneration often relies on clever, subtle touches: string lights made from recycled jars, bamboo chimes that add music to the breeze, or patches of lavender and rosemary that release fragrance as one walks by. These elements are small investments, but have immense impact, shaping how a space feels and how people connect to it. In modern garden design, atmosphere is as important as form. It transforms a yard into a sanctuary, a patio into a gathering place, and a corner into a source of inspiration. Another essential principle is balance. A regenerated garden should balance openness with intimacy, function with aesthetics, and modern trends with timeless appeal. The interplay of contrasts, wild grasses next to structured hedges, smooth gravel against rough stone, recycled industrial elements softened by lush greenery, creates a dynamic tension that feels alive. Balance also ensures maintenance remains manageable. Overly complex planting schemes may look impressive at first, but they quickly become overwhelming. Simplicity, repetition, and thoughtful placement reduce upkeep while amplifying beauty. Water, though often overlooked, plays a profound role in regeneration. Even without a large budget, simple features like a repurposed ceramic bowl filled with rainwater can attract birds and insects, adding movement and sound to the garden. In some cultures, water represents renewal and continuity, and its presence, however humble, deepens the sensory experience of a space. Low-cost irrigation methods such as drip systems or reused gray water further tie the garden into the rhythm of sustainable living. The integration of edible landscapes is another modern trend that aligns with regeneration. Raised beds made from salvaged wood or simple clay pots can host vegetables, herbs, or fruiting plants. Beyond providing food, these plantings connect people to the cycles of growth and harvest. Imagine sipping tea brewed from your own mint, or preparing meals with tomatoes and basil, picked from just a few steps outside the kitchen. This connection between architecture, garden, and daily life transforms the home into a holistic ecosystem of nourishment and well-being. Equally significant is the role of technology in shaping regenerated spaces. While the spirit of regeneration emphasizes tradition and simplicity, smart tools are increasingly part of modern design. Solar-powered lighting, app-controlled irrigation, or even low-cost sensors that track soil moisture make maintenance easier and more efficient. By combining ancient wisdom with modern innovation, the garden becomes future-ready without losing its natural soul. Cultural narratives enrich the process further. A garden that integrates local plants and traditional design motifs resonates with heritage, grounding the present in the wisdom of the past. For example, Mediterranean influences remind us of centuries-old courtyards with terracotta and olive trees, while Asian inspirations bring serenity through bamboo screens and stone arrangements. Incorporating cultural storytelling into a regenerated garden adds depth and authenticity that no amount of spending could buy. As trends evolve, we see an increasing emphasis on small-scale solutions with large emotional impact. Tiny urban backyards, balconies, or even rooftop gardens are being regenerated into lush escapes. In these spaces, every choice matters. A single tree might become the defining presence, or a vertical wall of plants may act as both insulation and decoration. The lesson is clear. The size of the garden does not dictate its beauty. Creativity and intention do. At the heart of all these principles lies the human experience. Gardens are not only visual, they are lived spaces shaped by memory, culture, and emotion. A child playing on repurposed stepping stones, a family gathering around a fire pit made from salvaged bricks, or a solitary moment spent under the shade of an old tree. All of these experiences define the success of regeneration. The goal is not perfection, but connection between people and nature, between old and new, between tradition and innovation. The process of regeneration itself is also deeply symbolic. It teaches patience, resilience, and appreciation for cycles of growth. Watching a once neglected corner flourish with new life reminds us of our own capacity for renewal. Just as architecture adapts to time and climate, so too does the garden remind us that beauty is not static, but ever evolving. This philosophy is at the core of modern trends in home and landscape design. Spaces must grow with us, reflect us, and inspire us. As we look to the future, it is clear that gardens will play a central role in shaping sustainable, meaningful lifestyles. They are no longer secondary spaces, but integral to the identity of the home. Whether small or large, simple or elaborate, regenerated gardens carry the potential to transform not only the physical environment, but also the emotional and cultural landscape of our lives. They are symbols of adaptability, proof that even with limited resources, it is possible to create beauty, comfort, and sustainability in perfect harmony. regeneration of an old garden is more than a design task. It is an act of creating continuity between the present and the future. It offers us the opportunity to weave together lifestyle, aesthetics, and environmental responsibility into a single living composition. As we stand at the intersection of tradition and innovation, the way we shape our gardens today reflects not only how we live, but how we dream of living tomorrow. One of the defining movements of the future will be the merging of architecture and landscape into one unified expression. In the past, houses were built and gardens added later as decoration. Now the boundary is dissolving. Homes are being designed with courtyards at their core, with greenery that flows from the interior into the exterior, with roofs that serve as gardens, and with walls that are alive with plants. This holistic approach turns the garden into an integral part of architecture rather than an afterthought. For those regenerating an old garden, this philosophy provides inspiration. Every adjustment to the outdoor space can create harmony with the house itself, enhancing both at once. Equally powerful is the role of climate adaptation in design. With changing weather patterns, gardens must be prepared to withstand droughts, heavy rains, and shifting seasons. This does not mean sacrificing beauty. Rather, it means selecting resilient plants, designing permeable surfaces to manage water flow, and building shade structures that adapt to both summer heat and winter light. Low-cost regeneration embraces these strategies naturally because they are based on practicality and resourcefulness. The garden of the future is not just ornamental, but resilient, providing shelter, food, and comfort regardless of environmental challenges. Wellness is another driving force shaping modern and future gardens. Beyond providing food or shade, outdoor spaces are being crafted as sanctuaries for mental and physical health. Meditation gardens, yoga decks, or small walking paths designed for reflection are becoming common features, even in modest homes. Herbs with healing properties, lavender for calm, mint for refreshment, rosemary for clarity, are integrated not only for their utility in cooking, but also for their therapeutic qualities. A regenerated garden, no matter how small, becomes a personal retreat where one can disconnect from digital noise and reconnect with natural rhythm. Technology continues to expand the possibilities of garden regeneration. While we often think of high-tech systems as costly, innovations are increasingly accessible and affordable. Solar lights shaped from recycled glass, automated irrigation connected to rainwater storage, and lightweight sensors that monitor plant health can all be integrated at minimal expense. These tools free the homeowner from constant maintenance while ensuring the space thrives. Importantly, technology is not replacing nature but amplifying it, allowing us to work with natural cycles in smarter, more efficient ways. The aesthetic directions for the coming years highlight contrasts. Sleek modern lines paired with wild organic plantings, industrial recycled materials softened by grasses and flowers, compact urban gardens filled with lush vertical greenery. This interplay between order and spontaneity mirrors the way we live today, structured yet flexible, practical yet aspirational. The regenerated garden captures this essence, proving that with a little imagination, even the most ordinary materials can become extraordinary features. Cultural expression will also grow in importance. As people seek to reconnect with identity and heritage, gardens will become stages for storytelling. A mosaic pathway might reflect local craft traditions, a tree planted in honor of ancestors might become a family symbol, or a small water feature might echo the landscapes of one's homeland. Regenerating a garden at low cost is perfectly suited to this cultural expression because it encourages reuse and reinvention rather than standardized solutions. Each garden becomes unique, deeply personal, and rooted in meaning. At the same time, the social role of gardens is expanding. They are no longer private refuges alone, but also spaces of community. Neighborhoods experiment with shared gardens, rooftops are cultivated collectively, and families open their outdoor spaces to friends and neighbors. The act of regenerating a garden at low cost can inspire others to do the same, sparking a ripple effect of beauty and sustainability that extends beyond property lines. In this way, small personal choices contribute to larger social and environmental change. Looking further ahead, the integration of food production into garden design will become more central. Edible landscapes are not a passing trend, but a necessary adaptation to urban living and global food challenges. Regenerated gardens can host compact orchards, climbing beans, or salad greens in raised beds. They provide not only nourishment, but also a sense of empowerment, reconnecting individuals with the sources of their food. Children who see vegetables grow in their backyard understand cycles of nature more deeply, and families who share in cultivation strengthen bonds. The future of garden regeneration also embraces art. Sculpture, handmade objects, or even painted walls turn gardens into galleries of creativity. Importantly, these do not need to be costly commissions. Repurposed wood, carved into simple forms, colorful stones arranged into patterns, or hand-painted tiles embedded into pathways can create powerful artistic expressions. This layer of creativity ensures that a regenerated garden is not only functional, but emotionally resonant, a place that inspires joy and pride. In the end, the greatest value of regenerating an old garden is the philosophy it teaches. It reminds us that beauty does not require wealth, that sustainability begins with resourcefulness, and that the spaces we live in reflect the values we carry. An old garden, once overlooked, becomes a metaphor for life itself, always capable of renewal, always able to surprise us with resilience and growth. As homes and gardens continue to evolve with global trends, the lesson is clear. We are moving toward integration, resilience, wellness, and creativity. The regenerated garden embodies all of these at once. It tells us that design is not about perfection, but about relationship between people and nature, between history and innovation, between present choices and future possibilities. So as we imagine the homes and gardens of tomorrow, let us see them not as separate, but as one living organism. Let us design them not only for beauty, but for meaning, not only for today, but for generations to come. And let us remember that even the simplest act, reusing a stone, planting a seed, shaping a corner, can create ripples of transformation that extend far beyond the garden gate.